Yellow. Okay, here we go. Here are our spelling words for the week. As you can see, they all end in ent and ence. And this is the same as last week, ant and ants. So for example, silent, silence. What I'll do is I'll read the words through. I'm not going to go through the whole PowerPoint that we usually do, but good news, I'll be back on Wednesday for dictation. So I'll read through the words so that you know what they are and how to say them. Most of them you'll know. And I'll also, at the end, I'm going to do all of the words so that you can go through this again, depending on what you decide that you want to pick for your words. And also, as I said, you don't have to, if you decide today you want to do the green words, they're not green today, they're all the same colour. But if you decide today you want to do the green words, and then you decide on Wednesday that you want to do the orange words, it's easy enough for you to change. And or if you're on the red words and you think, oh, this is too much, and you want to go back to the orange words, then absolutely you can change. What I should say is, also, if you want to do dots and dashes tomorrow, or today, I mean, it doesn't matter what day you do them on. If you want to do some dots and dashes, you can, for your own, for words, if you want to do them for red or orange or yellow, do them for, the words that you pick. You can upload them onto the comments, and I'll have a look at them, and I'll see if they match mine. But anyway, we'll run through the words. So we've got silent and silence, absent, absence, present, presence. Note that they are opposites of one another when you're talking about people being in school. Evident, evidence, and evidence is one that we know well from CSI. Confident, confidence, irrelevant. Oh, that's funny. I thought that was one of our words, but it's actually one of the common words. I'll come back to the common words at the end. Silent is an adjective. Silence is the noun. So the ENT bit is the adjective, and the ENCE is the noun. Okay, let's look at our orange words. Excellent, excellence. Obviously, these are words that can describe primary 6. Different, difference, intelligent, intelligence, more primary 6 words. Innocent, innocence, that comes back to CSI. And diligent, diligence. Now, diligent, somebody who is diligent is somebody who is hardworking and checks to see that everything is done. And diligence is being hardworking and checking to see that everything is done. Okay, and our red list, patient. Now that is quite a common word, patient, but it's in that list because of the sh sound from the TI. Patient, patience, violent, violence, obedient, obedience, convenient, convenience, emergent, emergence. Okay, emergent, obviously, and emergence are linked to emerge, emergency. So in number 10, if you take off the E right at the end and swap it with a Y, you've got emergency. Okay, all of these are ENT and ENCE. And we'll quickly look at the commonly misspelled words. So that's 11 to 15. Irrelevant. That could have been a word from last week. I think we had relevant last week. Irrelevant is the opposite. It means that something that is not important. It's not appropriate right now. And obviously you can take off that T and make irrelevance. Then we've got irritable. Irritable is easily annoyed. So if somebody is irritable, they're easily annoyed. People, for example, who are not well are often irritable. They can't be bothered. Or sometimes if they're tired or hungry, I'm sure that at times when you've been tired or hungry, you have also been irritable. And that is double R, just like irrelevant, double R. Irrit, it's an I. Notice the difference between irrit and irrel. So it's IRRI for irritable and IRRE for irrelevant. And then it's able, ABLE, which obviously was a spelling sound from way back at the beginning of the year, near the beginning of the year. Okay, island. That S is silent. We don't say island, we say island. I'm sure it's a word that you've seen often enough, but perhaps you haven't thought much about the spelling. Maybe when you've been shopping and you've maybe been in, or you have seen River Island and you've thought, oh, yeah. Jealous. I'm going to come back to jealous because I'm going to give you a boring description of what the word jealous means and how it is different from envious. And finally, judgment. Now, judgment is a funny word because if you were to write the word judge, you would spell it Judge. But notice when the suffix of ment, ment, is added, the E disappears. Now, if you add the E in, that makes you American. And American spelling is wrong spelling as far as us here in Scotland are concerned. Okay, so jealous. People think that jealous, the emotion of jealousy, is a bad emotion. It isn't really, because, for example, if you have got yourself a nice new pencil or a new pen and somebody at your table takes it without asking and they're using it and you're looking at them thinking, I want my pencil back or I want my pen back, that feeling that you have is jealousy. So jealousy is wanting something that is yours. Envy is when somebody else has a pencil or a pen that you like that is theirs and you want it. So envy is wanting something that is not yours. So that is the difference between jealousy and envy. Okay, so jealousy is always a bad emotion. No. Envy is always a bad emotion, whereas jealousy is not. Okay, so I'll be back on Wednesday to do dictation. Woohoo!